Hi everyone, it's James from Novatronics and Modeling, and I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what I've been working on lately. So school is out for Christmas break now, and that means model time. So basically, what I've been doing over the past couple of weeks involves these three kits here. I finished the Jimmy. It's metallic black. It's on my train layout downstairs. Another time I'll have to show you that one. The Pajero is actually in the box in British Racing Green, and it just needs to be put together. But I just finished up this Sonoma today, actually. I finished putting on my second clear coat. As you can see, it's pretty shiny. Yeah, so I was really satisfied with the way this one turned out. In fact, it almost looks exactly like the one on the box, which I was really happy about. I can go into how I built this in another video, and techniques I use, things like that. This one was a real pain because the undercarriage of this was actually detached from the chassis, which is really annoying. Basically, you have your fuel tank, the main section of the subframe underneath that was detached from the rear of the truck because you had to snap these two together, this piece and that piece. And then you had to, the only way the front of the subframe is attached to the chassis is by the interior. So if you attach the interior to the subframe, then it's very difficult to get it to hold, but I finally got it not to drop off. So that's nice. Yeah, and then in the front, I had been using it looked like almost the wrong shade of turn signal amber for the longest time, and I finally found one that looks fairly realistic. This is it here. It's the Tester's turn signal amber, and it's like a real goldish color. It's really nice looking, really realistic. As in comparison, before I used the Model Master turn signal amber, it's more of an orange. I didn't really like it nearly as much as I do this one. This one looks really good. In fact, it looks so close to the original box. So I'm pretty sure that's probably they used something similar. But yeah, Lindberg models have always been kind of known for being, I don't want to say crappy, but just not not really up to par. And that's really why they didn't take off with stuff like this. This is cooler, the fact that it's bigger. That way you can, spend less time worrying about the little details and more about what the actual model is going to look like. So that's kind of cool. These little decals actually turned out very nice as well. These were really, they took about an hour and a half to place. They took a really long time, but they really paid off. So I'll have to go into how I made this look how it is in another video. I already talked about how I sand and prep a car for paint. I've talked about how I painted a car and how I usually paint a car, but I've never talked about how I prime or anything like that. Now moving over here, here's the kits I haven't built yet. This one is, I got this one at a train show, the 87 Turbo Firebird. It's sort of like half built. Here, I'll open it up. And I kind of got the guy down to about $5 because of this, but somebody tried to throw this together, and yeah, it's disappointing. But I can always paint. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sand over this, tape up all the other stuff, just keep the interior red, and probably just paint it black. Yeah, so if I do that, then that should be good. But this is an old, like, 1986 kit, so I figured I'd pick it up. But yeah, so that's nice. And then I found a guy named Scott in Maine. Shout out to you for selling me this GMC Syclone. This is one of the rarest Lindberg kits there is out there. I've never seen one of these, even on eBay. I had to go through Craigslist, and Scott in Maine had it. So thank you, Scott. And I've been waiting to build this one because I love this thing. Now the fact that this came out in 1990, was it 91, 92, maybe 93, 94, and it was the fastest car in the world at the time, blew my mind. So that's pretty cool. I find it funny that they say that it's molded in high gloss plastic, so there's no painting necessary. I disagree. I don't like the way it looks. It looks too fake. It doesn't really look like how it looks on the box. But then I've got Fast and Furious Brian's Eclipse. That's because I've been looking into... I got this a while ago. I've been looking into buying a 2G DSM similar to this, but not with all the body kit. Just, stock, but fast. So more performance upgrades. But not these visual mods. They're kind of weird. But I figured I could make a decent looking one without this park bench in the back. And I've seen some really nice looking ones with similar side skirts with either like a gunmetal gray or more of like a gloss aluminum. And I've got some of that just sitting right over behind me. And then of course the new Ford Bronco from Revell. This was a birthday present from a couple of friends of mine. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. And if you haven't already, subscribe. And I will see you later. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas.